The American Egyptian Women of Influence podcast aims to be the American Egyptian culture podcast of choice. We believe that our knowledge and our participants' stories will greatly enhance understanding of both cultures. I'm Karen Leggett Aburaya. Dr. Doaa Taha is the chair of the American Arab Anti-Discrimination Committee Women's Empowerment Forum. She's also the founder of Gray Matter International, a global economic consulting firm. She is involved with the Forum of Women Leaders in Science, Technology, and Engineering, sponsored by Arab governments and the U.S. Department of State, and she's a professor of data science at Harrisburg University of Science and Technology. Born in Egypt, Doaa graduated from Zagazig University in Cairo with graduate work at George Washington University, where she studied engineering management as well as risk, crisis, and disaster management. Welcome, Doaa. Glad to be talking with you.
Glad to be with you, Karen. And I take this opportunity to congratulate all your listeners on Women's Month. Also, I'd like to thank you on the wonderful job that you do at the American Egyptian Women of Influence, building bridges between both cultures.
Thank you. Now, in addition to your work that I just described in the fields of science and engineering, how are you involved in women's empowerment?
Well, I am passionate about women's empowerment. And currently, I do that through ADC's platform. It's the Arab American Anti-Discrimination Committee, where I chair the Women's Empowerment Forum. So I will first give your listeners a brief background on what ADC does. So the Women's Empowerment Forum dovetails perfectly the core mandate of the ADC, which is the largest, oldest, secular, grassroots, inclusive, American Arab civil rights organization, upholding the values of the United States Constitution and preserving Arab cultural heritage for our community in the United States, which ensures that Arab Americans are fully empowered U.S. citizens. The Women's Empowerment Forum was launched to mainstream gender equality issues into the ADC's wider focus on civil rights. But why women's empowerment? First, there are no serious human rights or civil rights to speak of without women's rights. A recent poll found that women's specific priorities were first, peace, second, civil rights, third, economic security. With current global imbalances being what they are, it seems obvious that women's empowerment can only strengthen society's chances of addressing all kinds of challenges that we face nowadays. The Women's Empowerment Forum at the ADC, in striving to give women a more powerful voice, works to build bridges with mainstream American society and all other minority groups and women's organizations, but also nurture relationships and with partners, first and foremost, of course, those of our region of origin in the Arab world.
What are some of the projects that you're and activities that you're working on with the forum right now?
And we always, every year, we try to tackle one issue that is important to them. For example, we did an issue on women in journalism, women in peace, women in leadership, etc. So we try to see the issues, and with the stereotype and with what happened the last few years, the Arab American women and also the Arab women, especially, they were really the media put them in a place that it's really not good to us, and it's not fair. So we try always to bring the good faith and to show the success of Arab Americans and also Arab women, from the Arab world.
And what is your do you have a theme for 2020? You mentioned journalism. What is your topic or theme?
Well, actually, our theme for 2020 went back to honoring all the women who worked for ADC. So we are honoring all the women who worked for ADC for 2020 because it's not only about looking outside, but also all the interns, all the people who really started at ADC, young lawyers, young volunteers, young interns. They deserve also to be honored, and this is what we decided to do for 2020.
And you believe there's a role for men in gender equality and women's empowerment. Explain that a bit, Doaa.
Actually, I am very happy that you asked that question, Karen. I am a very big believer of the He for She movement or campaign for the advancement of gender equality. So both genders should be involved and become agents of change against negative stereotypes and behaviors. So we at the Women's Empowerment Forum made it a point to award a male feminist every time we celebrated women. Some of our awardees are Dr. Clovis Maksoud, Ralph Nader, and so many others.
And what changes are most important to you to work toward regarding women's empowerment, both in the United States and in Egypt?
Well, the list is really long, but I will go for the most important issues in my view. So I would like to see equal pay truly implemented across the board. And also, I would like to see all obstacles to women thriving in STEM be removed. You know, the gap between men and women working full-time year-round, doing exactly the same job, is at 20 cents to the dollar here in the United States. Everyone suffers from the economic loss of discriminatory wages. So ending the gender wage gap will require efforts on so many fronts, from politics to culture, companies, individuals, etc. Gender stereotypes play a significant role in education and career choices. Also, gender stereotypes hold women back in their chosen career. So unpaid forms of work like childbearing, homemaking, and caring for the sick and elderly are immensely valuable to society, and disproportionately fall to women who often put these tasks ahead of their career and undermine their long-term earnings. Another thing is women in STEM. Women in STEM face challenges that need to be addressed, like, for example, the shortage of mentors for women in STEM fields. Most organizations, they do not provide mentors, and women have to join professional associations to get that. So women need to find a company with female-friendly policies and programs in order to be able to thrive and progress their career, especially if they want to reach leadership positions. In the end, I would like to say thank you for hosting me and to say to your listeners again, Happy Women's Month, Happy Civilized World Month, as I do believe that women's rights should be the lead measure of a civilized, healthy nation.